Hello and welcome to our first tutorial video about Unity. First, everything starts with downloading, so click the link in the description, create an account and decide which license is for you. If you are a student or a user with under $1,000 game income per year, Unity is free for you. If you want to collaborate with your team or your main business is game development, you should choose one of these business licenses. So after you downloaded and installed Unity Hub, your project list is empty. No worries, we will change that in a minute. First thing you need to know is that there are different versions of Unity editors. You may already downloaded the latest version, but if you like you can always go back to an older version if something is wrong with your latest. You also have to add modules for your platforms you want to make the game for. In our case we make games for Android and iOS. Here you can add modules for all platforms you want. Unity also comes with the latest version of Microsoft Visual Studio. So now, let's start creating. We add a new project. In this pop-up you can choose which project you want to start. You also can download some example Unity projects here down below. In this tutorial we start with a 2D project. So click 2D, give the project a name and hit create. Finally, we are in the real editor. I think it's quite like other programming editors, but let us start. On the left side you see the object hierarchy. Everything in your game will be shown here later. In the center you will see the scene view. Here you can build your level, move objects around and add objects to your game. We will work with that later. This is the game preview, so that's the view the player will see later when he starts the game. You can also pre-play your game in this view. In the bottom left you see your project folders. This represents your folder structure on your hard drive. You are free to move every view around, add some views, delete some views, and change the size of every view. But for now, just keep the default. Before you start adding game objects, you have to care about your resolution. For mobile, just add some example phone resolution. You might have seen that there are already some folders in your project hierarchy. These folders come from Unity standard packages. Packages are standard modules from Unity or third-party companies and give you some features for faster and better developing. These packages are also shown in the package manager. Here you can add packages, remove packages or install a new version of your current package. So now, I think you know everything about the Unity editor. You are now ready to add your first game objects to the view. But, as you know, organization is the key to success. Let's make some folders. Our first folder will be for scripts. The second folder is for something called Prefabs. Prefabs are reusable game objects. Game objects can be added in the hierarchy. Just make a right click on the hierarchy and here you see you can add many objects. For now, we start with a 2D game object called Sprite. Now, our sprite is in the hierarchy and it opened up the inspector view. If you want your sprite to be shown, you have to choose one of the standard sprite objects. So now we have this little white dot. Nothing special, but our first game object. As you can see, you can move it around in your scene and your game view will update it immediately. If you move the object around or scale it, just take a look at the inspector view. Here you can see every change in the scene is also a change in the inspector view. You can also change the properties directly in the inspector view. So now it's time to make our first prefab out of our game object. First, we rename our object to first object. And then simply drag and drop it to the folder prefab. You notice that our game object have changed the color because it's now a prefab object. So now you have everything to start your first project in Unity. I hope you enjoyed this short Unity tutorial. If you liked the video, show us. If you don't, tell somebody you don't like. You may subscribe for more.